Fashanu, offensive tackle, Penn State. Measures in at 6'6", 312 pounds. Didn't do the agilities at the combine again, and has right at that ideal arm length for a tackle. Brings in a RAS score of 9.49, which nearly puts him in the 95th percentile. In 2023, he was on the field for 722 snaps, bringing in a score of 70.5 in the run game and 88.4 in the pass game, allowing just 10 pressures and no sacks. A big part of that is his dominating size. He is the ideal height, weight, and length combination for an offensive tackle. He also uses good technique and bend to stall pass rushers, and then he has strong hands. Once he sinks his hands in, he is not letting go of a defender. His game isn't without flaws, though. He does occasionally get a little inconsistent with his body control, specifically against wide rushers. And then he could work on the timing of his strikes. He's a little bit delayed and hesitant sometimes to make that strike. And then his pad level gets a little bit too high at times that gives away some of his leverage. One of the things that jumped out to me too from his tape was the way he handles stunts. Like that play, he was just waiting for Chris Jenkins to come across his face. Same with this play with 49. And then again, in this one, going up against one of the premier defensive tackles in this draft class in Jerzon Newton, and he just stonewalls him. The run game is one spot, though, where I think most people would say Fashanu has some room for an improvement. And I've highlighted a couple clips here. Just look at how wide his base is at the point of attack against a smaller defender. And then on this play as well, keeps a wider base, which allows him to get more leverage as he pushes the defenders downfield. What's the case for the Packers to go get a guy like Olu Fashanu? So he would be the type of guy that we would have to move up in the draft to get, which is already a big red flag for a lot of Packers fans. But he is the type of transcendent talent at the tackle position that the tools that he has, the size, the movement ability, he has the potential to be an elite all-pro level left tackle in the NFL. And as much as you might like Rasheed Walker or even Zach Tom, if you want to move him over to that position, a guy like Fashanu is going to come in and he is going to own and lock down that position for a decade, pending injuries. But that's the kind of thing that you would want to move up for in the draft if you see that as something that you absolutely need. And the Packers have been in a little bit of a gray area the last several years with the health of David Bakhtiari being such a question mark, but this could be your answer at that spot. And like I said, I like Rasheed Walker. I think he is a quality starter at left tackle. But do you want to settle for quality starter, or do you want to go for all pro? Especially when you're considering protecting the backside of your new franchise quarterback, Jordan Love, who showed you just what he can do a year ago if he has the tools around him and if you can protect him. So I think personally that would be something I would be personally fine with if the Packers moved up to take a guy like Olu Fashanu in the draft. But if you were the GM, I want to know what you would do. Are you willing to make that move, go up to 10, 12, 14, somewhere in that range if Fashanu is available? Let me know in the comments below. And if not, what is your plan? What do you want to do? Are you just cool with riding it out with Rasheed Walker? Or do you still think we need to get a guy in the first, say, 100 picks to back up and be that swing tackle on the offensive line for the Packers? Let me know in the comments below, and make sure you check out the playlist up here because I'll be doing more of these player profiles as we continue to get closer to the NFL draft.